This is a film that depicts our complete, authentic daily life as full-time RVers. When you decide that the stationary life is simply not for you, you both gain and lose one thing. The hardest part of each morning is waking up knowing that there are a handful of chores waiting for you. Jess and I start out on our pre-discussed list, which range from setting up the room for the day, taking Kenai's cage outside, making sure both pups have their food and a walk to stretch their legs, to getting a head start on cleaning, which seems to take an hour. Dusting, sweeping, mopping, taking out the trash, making the bed, and wiping things down. No matter if it's Texas, Arizona, or wherever we're at, the cleaning has to be done, usually before breakfast. Coffee and our first meal for the day is our chance to catch up and talk. Recently, we have been into breakfast tacos inspired by our last day in Big Bend. We also take this time to plan out the next several weeks on our route and list out the things we want to get done for the day. Being in the middle of nowhere means grocery stores are almost always an hour away, and you cook in more often and rely on yourself to fix things. Our afternoons is primarily spent working on our YouTube channel and taking as many photos as possible, simply enjoying the craft, which is one of the many reasons I left my old life behind. The dogs usually take this time to catch up on their afternoon nap after getting to run and chase each other all morning, while Jess can be found reading for most of the afternoon unbothered. There is an underrated simplicity to this life, a peace that is usually found only in movies or in a fairy tale. On non-travel weekends, we use this time to catch up on organizing our closet and checking the integrity of our RV by looking underneath and on top to ensure that if there is a problem, we catch it as soon as we can. One problem we do currently face is that we don't have a washer, so we have to wait until we hit the RV resort that has facilities, which usually takes 2 weeks. Space is also an issue. We bump into things, we run out of storage, and overall just feel cramped. Between everything being an hour away and having more chores than we had when we were living life in the city, we quickly learned that you will lose one thing: convenience. Dinner starts around 6 p.m. and tonight looks like a chicken and rice Chipotle inspired bowl with veggies. Once a week during dinner, we discuss our budget, which is always an important conversation when we're on the road. Afterwards, we clean up and take turns showering to settle in for the night. One of my favorite things to do is to head outside and practice my astrophotography, which is slowly improving, if I do say so myself, and Jess will hit the books again. By now, it feels like we have had a workout with cleaning and just making sure everything is in order, and it's time to bring in Kenai's cage for the night, as he is not fully ready to be on his own just yet. And the last thing I will do before bed is close the shades and check the holding tanks, and if needed, go outside and empty them out. And you may ask, where is all the fun, the excitement, where are all the hikes? I thought the point of traveling is to go out and see places. Why bother hitting the road in the first place if all there is, chores, and sitting around in a small camper all day? Doesn't it get boring? Living on the road is not necessarily a constant vacation, like most may think it is. And yes, there are quite a few chores that you have to tend to like any other house, but in the past 5 weeks, we were able to see more than we ever have in our entire adult life being stuck behind a cubicle, as the thing you will gain is freedom. The freedom to travel to new places, the freedom to experience new subcultures of America, the freedom to be in a new state every month, and the freedom to hike in national parks every weekend and the experiences that come along with it. So when you decide that the stationary life is simply not for you, you forfeit the rights to one thing: convenience, but there is something you gain: freedom.